Well, hi folks, this time out we're down here in Dartmoor, Tim and myself, and we're on a 5-night wild camp and a bushcraft expedition here in what they call the Lost Valley or Lussley Cleeve. We're aiming to work our way through the Cleeve and spend nights in the forest and also up on the moor itself as well. So it should be a good one this, so stay tuned. Here's all my kit. Probably too much of it actually, but here's my kit ready to pack. Just go through a few bits and pieces. Got the stove there and the wind cover, knives, multi-tool, ferrocerium rod with a nice fat wood handle, a nice sycamore buck saw there. I should be needing that. Got my Wetterling's axe there, all nicely sharpened and ready to go. Got my my jacklaw there, again razor sharp, stropped, ready to go. First aid kit, little bit of spare clothing. I've got my Arctic bag there already in the hammock, and a sleeping bag already, so it's in an oversized one of those oversized DD hammock sleeves, so it's just a case of put one tree hugger on one end, out the bag, connect to the other side. Batteries, I think I'm all saw. Wash kit, got any Israelite kit there, in case you're wondering what that is. That's your you know, for your morning constitutionals. I think that's about it. I won't go through everything. Oh, got some utensils there. Carved these out of sweet chestnut, so be taking those. Cutlery, some spare cordage just in case. Lights and so forth. And and my thermarest. Need that. Spare knife plate. Oh, here's another good little tip, guys. I bought one of these recently. It's actually a crepe frying pan. And basically what I did is I just took the plastic handle, it's only £4, just cut the, or broke the plastic handle off, and it just leaves this little, this handle connection point there. So all you've got to do is just get a piece of stick and put a horizontal saw cut about 1 inch or so deep, and just slip that saw cut onto your handle there, and you've got a nice little pan. It's quite shallow, but it's just nice for a couple of eggs and so forth. Packs away easily. £4 from Morrison's. If I said Aldi, I meant Morrison's. There we go. Yeah, so that's a good little tip for £4. You can't go wrong. Non-stick as well. So got that, and my billy can, all my bits and pieces, cup and so forth. So I'm going to pack this and then head on over to the ferry.
The following safety announcement. Your seat. Seat your card, which is in the seat pocket in front of you.
So, having rendezvoused with Tim at Southampton, we made the drive down to Dartmoor. Then, donning our packs, we hiked our way into the Cleeve, where we found this lovely spot to make camp for our first night. After some deliberation and pacing out,
Tim and I selected the trees from which we would suspend both our tarps and hammocks.
Neil before you.
Well, hi folks, we're here at our first camp for the night. We're all set up, ready to go, aren't we, Tim?
It's a lovely spot. Up until this moment we haven't heard any traffic, but now hopefully the microphone isn't tuned so well we can actually hear it going in the background, but this is the first night, so
yeah, there's a bit of a rush as well because of time. But we've pitched up here in this bit of forest. It's quite nice, it's sheltered, isn't it, Tim?
lovely.
And we're going to light a fire shortly, have something to eat, and we'll catch up with you in a bit, guys. Yeah, just getting some fire ready, just getting some wood ready for our fire. This is the latest buck saw that I've made. I made this using some dead standing sycamore. Sanded it up, just planed the edges down, a bit more bushcrafty looking, which I like. But no, really pleased with this. It's quite sturdy, works well. When you go away from the fire,
You did say it's going to go down to 0.
yeah, you feel it. Put me out on there a minute, mate. So Tim's just put the Dutch oven on. Got some jacket spuds in there. We'll have some lamb steaks and a bit of veg and gravy. Lovely. It's absolutely beautiful in this forest. It's really no traffic noise, anything. All we can hear is the sound of the river down below and an owl just across a couple of 100 yards away. He's been there a while now and he's twitter-wooing away. Lovely. Absolutely, oh, it's absolutely beautiful to be out. Just cooking some onions on the fire and then put those lamb steaks on. Lovely. Put these lamb steaks in, they smell delicious. Just done some jacket spuds in the old Dutch oven. Oh, lovely. Done to perfection they are. Just sizzling away, nearly done our lamb steaks. Absolutely. It smells so good. Oh. Well, it was a really cold night, but
So how were you?
I was warm in my bag and that, fine, no problem. It's when I got out, God, it was cold. Those water bottles, hot water bottles, are nice, aren't they? Oh, Well, we had quite a good first night. It was really cold, but we were fine in the bags and the hammocks, toasty. But we're just having some lovely breakfast now in this gorgeous forest. It was a lovely night last night. The moon came out above us, crystal clear night, stars, and a nice morning as well. We're seeing the sun just lighting or illuminating the tops of these hills around us. Lovely morning. So we're going to have some breakfast and then we're going to break camp and move on to our next spot.
Well, we had enjoyed our first night at a cool -7. When we awoke in the morning, there was a hard frost all around. It was truly beautiful. Then, having enjoyed bacon and eggs for breakfast on the open fire, we packed our kit and walked further into the Lost Valley. En route, we came across this tree trunk, which had been fashioned into a convenient seat. Perfect for a coffee break and an opportunity to soak in the ambience of this beautiful location.
So we found this nice little spot here by this beautiful stony bridge along the river. We're in the woodland, in the valley of the Cleve. We're not going to walk too far because we are carrying a lot of weight, but we're going to find our way into this area of flat woodland here and set our hammocks up and make camp for the night.
Looking forward to it.
So we continued to venture ever deeper into this wooded valley to find a suitable location to camp for the following 2 nights. Satisfied that we had found a good spot, we unloaded our packs and set about making camp. The area provided some good stout trees from which to hang our hammocks. And a ready supply of free-flowing water. There were a number of downed trees around us, so we were especially careful to check above for any potential widowmakers. Winter can be a particularly difficult time of the year to do this, as there is no foliage on the trees, and a dead limb can be indistinguishable from a live one at first glance. But the lack of fine twig growth at the end of a dead limb is often a giveaway.
So we're set up and ready to go now. Tim's just digging the fire pit and I'm just getting the hammock chairs sorted out, and all being well we'll have a nice brew and something to eat in a bit. So stay with us.
After we had made camp, and with temperatures plummeting, we busied ourselves collecting and processing copious amounts of good quality dead standing wood for our fire, on which we would both cook and warm ourselves by.
Oh, that's lovely, isn't it? There's some heat coming off of that now. I'm just cooking up some onions and garlic and a bit of chicken, which will be added in a moment. And some potatoes and green beans. That's what we're having tonight. And then goes the chicken now. Cook that up and we're good to go. That looks weird though. Especially with the torchlight behind it. This is just... Oh, you know when I had a wash earlier, I got out, my whole body was steaming. I can imagine. Yeah. Okay, so while we're sat round the fire, let you see that I've got this lovely ferro rod holder, which a fellow bushcrafter made for me, and that's Mark Bailey at his channel. Mark's got a really good channel. He does some good stuff. He covers some good subjects as well. So I'll put a link in the box to his channel. He's well worth checking out. He's a good chap, and yeah, he kindly made that for me. So thanks for that, Mark. Really appreciate that, mate. A couple of other shout outs I'd like to do. We've got a couple of meth stoves, which a chap called Nobby. Nobby's a subscriber. And his channel is Step Away From The Screens, and Nobby kindly sent me a PM saying that they've made a couple of meth stoves, and he had some spare ones, and he gave me 2 meth stoves, 2 different ones, so I'm going to try those out at some point in this trip. And thanks very much for that, Nobby, and just a little bit of a shout out to your nippers, your lads, that you're trying to encourage into bushcraft. And that's Sheephead. So hi Sheephead. Hope you're well, young man. And Captain Insano. So Earthworm Jim and Beaver Boy. Sheephead, Captain Insano, Earthworm Jim and Beaver Boy. So hi to you lads, carry on the bushcraft, hope you enjoy it. And
can we add one more?
One more? Yeah,
good. Mark Y Explorer.
Mark Y Explorer, oh yeah, Mark, yeah.
Y as in W-Y-E.
Yeah.
Y Explorer.
Y-W-E, that's Mark Y Explorer. He does some good stuff, and Tim knows him. So yeah, check out his channel as well. So there you go guys, bit of a shout out. We're going to kick back and relax and just enjoy this fire and have some coffee.
Oh well, we've had a fabulous day today. It's tucked up and safely installed in the hammock now, and yeah, you can probably hear the sound of
the brook. It's more like a river really, running down by the side. It's quite soothing. But yeah, we're in a lovely spot here. It's a lovely quiet place. We're going to spend another day here as well. We're going to spend two nights here at this place and then move on. But that's it for today. So hopefully all being well, get a good night's sleep. I do feel tired, so great. Worked hard today. So, yeah, it's really cosy in this hammock. So that's it for today, guys. I'm going to bid you all good night now, and see you in the morning. All being well, and night night. Have a look at this. Now, as far as views go from the hammocks in the morning, that's not bad, is it? Gorgeous. Well, it was a really good night's sleep. I slept really well. Woke it up feeling really refreshed. Got a bit of rain, which is handy because we need some water. And being hung out by this river here, or strung up, suspended by this in this woodland by this river is lovely. Living wild, can't beat it. I think what I'll do is wait for the rain to abate, and then we'll think about getting some breakfast on the go. Is now awake. Let's go and see how he slept. Briefly, you'll see that Tim is wearing a hammock nappy. As you probably know from previous videos, I'm not a keen advocate of hammock nappies, but this one that Tim's got is really quite good. Way along his hammock and up to the ends of the hammock, which actually looks like part of the hammock. Excuse me a moment, Tim. It really is quite good. I like the look of that. Yeah, I think that's a good bit of kit. Anyway, let's have a quick few words with Tim. Morning, Tim. How did you sleep last night?
Morning, viewers of Isle of Wight Shane. Nice to see you all this morning. I slept lovely.
I think it's Isle of Wight Jeff you're getting confused with.
What's your name again? Yes, this is Shane in the rain.
You slept all right though, Tim?
I slept lovely. I slept from about 2, which is fairly normal for me, to I was awake about 4:30, put another log on the fire, and then I was off till 9:30, and then we just gathered the rainwater off the tarps.
Yeah, we've got plenty of drinking water, haven't we? Yeah.
It couldn't be better. As
Great.
you said, Shane, this is real wild country. We don't have to pack up and run away, you know, early in the morning. It would make such a huge difference.
It does, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Right, well I better go and see to your bacon and eggs, Tim.
Well, after having cooked his lordship his bacon and eggs so that he could enjoy them from the comfort of his hammock, we each set about some camp duties whilst enjoying being and living out in God's creation. These were the 2 homemade meth stoves that were kindly given to me by a subscriber, so I decided to give them a brief field test.
Just about got enough. Just let that soak. This one done. There we are. I just need a few moments and they should start. Just put that help them from the way. See this one that Nobby's made, it's got some absorbent material around the outside, it's rock wool's used, which makes this burn. You don't need a pan stand with these either. And this one here, in a moment you'll see little jets of flame come out of there, which are really good. Makes a nice little... You can see this one, it's got a lovely little burner effect on it. Put your pan on there, and that boils your water. Yeah, very good little stoves those, Nobby. I'm impressed with those, mate, for a little very ultra lightweight homemade. Really good. So thanks very much for those. And this one's slightly different. It's got an all-round burner. Again, you don't need a pot stand. Put your pan on there. Great stuff. Really, really good they are. We've got the fire going earlier, and we've got a lovely toasty warm fire to sit by this evening. It really is throwing some heat off, isn't it, Tim?
Shane even cooked us up a steak pie on the fire.
Very Bentos, no less.
Only the best.
We know how to live. This is our third night tonight. It's our third night, isn't it? Yeah.
We're just about halfway through, aren't we?
Yeah, our third night tonight. Another 2 nights. Oh, it's lovely, isn't it?
You start to get melancholic when you go over the halfway point. And there's less left than there is what's gone. So maybe we need to make like an endless trip. A trip with no end.
I'm going if you are.
To get rid of my melancholy. Yeah. Very good.
Rain's coming down at the moment. Just coming up to midnight. I'm going to have a late one. You see the river is quite hard. Morning folks, it's 1st of February, lovely night's sleep last night, really toasty. Again, I am finding that this XL frontline hammock is getting a really good night's sleep in it. It's lovely. But today, it's our 4th day today. It's planned to pack up camp, and we'll probably return to the vehicle and slight change of kit. Probably, we did bring some tents as well. We're going to tent it tonight up on one of the moors. That's the plan today. Scatter these ashes, leave no trace, and we're off to the next spot. We're all packed up and leave no trace, you wouldn't even know we've been here. Big fire pit and so forth, and we're ready to hit the next spot. Isn't that right? Goodbye, on sweet on. So it's onward to the next spot.
We relished the 3 nights that we had spent within the Lost Valley, but now, having packed our kit and ensuring that we had left the valley as we'd found it, taking only pictures and leaving only footprints, we'd hiked our way out and headed up onto the moors for our next night's wild camping. The wind up here was brisk and bitingly cold, and we were peppered with heavy showers. The terrain was also very challenging, but despite this we managed to find a suitable place on which we could pitch our tents. And as the day neared to its end, we settled down into our shelters to keep warm and to prepare for the approaching darkness.
It's cold up here on Dartmoor, but once I'm in this bag, it's not so bad. We're going to make this our last night tonight, actually. I've had some concerning news. I've got to get back home, but it's been a great trip.
Well, thanks for joining us, guys, on this this wild trip out down to Dartmoor, and all being well, see you on the next video. So take care and bye for now. And so, after 4 nights of going wild down at Dartmoor, It was now time to pack up our kit, take the drive back up country and then onward back to home. This had been a life-enhancing experience, and we anticipated where our next adventures would take us.